That's that. What's up, guys? We are back with some more KC light action. We got the headlights and we got the A-pillar lights. Next ones are their Cyclone rock light kits. So follow me back here. This is their 6-pack is how they come. The Cyclone V2 rock light kit. It comes, I've already started taking stuff out because we've mounted a couple already. I bought an extra kit because you can buy a 2-pack of extra if you want amber or white, or these are all white. Very nice kit. All the lights come, so separate little thing. This is your rock light. These are the regular white. They don't have no clearance. Like I said, they got amber lenses you can put on them. I think they got blue. They got a couple different colors that you can snap over these. So they come with the little KC logo in the middle. They come with your bolt. They come with bolts and nuts, so your bolt can go through. It's an Allen bolt, and then your little cover can go. So if you're mounting them somewhere you want to look fancy, then go back in there and protect the bolt heads. They also come with, in the kit of the 6, comes with rubbers that fit in the back, so it's pressing against rubber, which helps it mount more solid, or in my eyes, it helps mount a little more solid. It pushes against the rubber, it keeps from coming loose, and just gives it a little bit more of a contact surface. These wires are made where they have a hole to come out, so when you mount it flat to a surface, you can mount it flat and the wires come out the side. I also have drilled a hole beside of this hole and run them up through that way, depending on where you mount them at. It comes with some wire loom to go over here just for that little small section, and I'll show you why. Because all their wirings are made so you have a little bit of I thought I had one undone, but I don't. So these are made in different lengths. I can't remember exact lengths. They are marked, like that one's 5M, that one's a 3.5M, so they're different length wiring that they give you, so for depending on your vehicle. They got heat shrink around the wires. I'm gonna have to cut mine and my TJ. I want them to a certain length, especially on the interior ones. The other ones I can kind of tie up somewhere. These are plug and play. They're made to length so that your red and your black, they lay down, so they'll go in this wire loom. So this wire loom here, this short stuff, will cover that section if you want to. Also has the other end already made up for you. They send you a mount here for your ground wires, so you can bolt it fast anywhere close to your battery or close to your switch panel, and it already has eyes for them to all go. You can put all the grounds on one ground block, so you can run the ground from your battery to here, and then it's ground leads instead of putting all these on your battery, which I like that. Like I said, these are different lengths. The next thing, it comes with extra ends. It comes with screws to mount the fuse block, because it does come with a fuse block. Has 3-amp fuse, 6 ports. This is just for your positives, so all your positives go here. That's why they have the little fork. So you put all your positives on this, and then wherever, like say, you mount this and all your wires go here, and then you mount your ground block somewhere close by, and you can ground them all at the same spot. This is a whole wiring harness. They make it as simple as possible, because you've got your grounds. This one ground wire in the instruction, actually the one ground wire goes from the battery, and it has 2 other ones. The one goes to that ground block. This is a power wire, You got all the wires to go inside. If you don't have a switch panel, it comes with a round switch, so you can mount that about anywhere in your dash that you want. If you have a switch panel, you can still use this, but you won't need all the other wires. You'll just need the power wire if you want to go to your switch panel. My switch panel already has fuses and relays in it, so I won't be using this on mine. I am going to use the ground block, and all my wires is going to tie together. I've got, you can buy these, so I've got another one of these. I already have power in my Jeep from my other rock lights, so I'm going to put that power. I'm going to put 2 of these under my seat. One will be the power, one will be the ground, and it's already hooked up to my switch panel that's in the Jeep, so I won't need this. But that's a very nice wiring harness. It's neat. We've used it on several, and it's nice to mount it under the hood or under the dash, wherever you can mount it. And a lot of TJ's YJ, you have room under the dash if you want to mount it inside. The Gladiators and JKs we mount them out under the hood close to the battery, so it all hooked to the battery, and then makes nice and neat connections. They do comes with a sticker, comes with some zip ties with the little screw holes in them, so you can mount. Also comes with some little brackets if you need to mount them to the frame or somewhere that you can't just drill a hole right through the body. Comes with a little standoff bracket so you can mount it, and it's got a little adjustable spot. I've used them on some of the Jeeps. You can also they also make a magnetic mount base for them that you can buy as an option. So if you want, and it just bolts fast, and then it just sticks anywhere you want under the vehicle. I got some guys that's got some for like the middle lights, and I should have bought one for this because it would have made it a lot easier to mount in the middle, and I still may go back. But that way, anything underneath, if you ain't got a crossmember you can go through, if you want one like mine, I got one above the drive shaft, and use the one in the front. One in the front I can mount, but the back, since we changed everything, I don't have a crossmember that I can screw to where I want it at, so I may buy a magnetic mount base for that. But that is an option. Like I say, great kit. It is 6 lights standard, and then you can buy the add-ons. The add-on kit, you can buy these wiring harnesses in different lengths. Like I bought the 2 with the 5mm because I wasn't sure where I need them at, and I can always shorten the harness. But pretty complete kit. We've got 2 already mounted, just because I already had holes. I used holes where I had my old rock lights. This was my center hole for my wire, so it fit my bolt already perfectly. This one I did have to drill out because that's where it had a screw hole. But I'm going to come up and tie in. But you can see how they mount flat. Might need some light to see. And I haven't got my little rubber pieces put in these yet, but they're just a flat mount and very bright. We love the KC stuff. That's why we're putting these on, trying to convert everything over finally. But we'll get them out and get them, and then you can see how they look on it and get it going. Again, I'm talking about using the holes I already had. So under here I got the holes from the other ones I have where I had the wire, and like I said, these actually will bolt right through them holes. I never hit the other ones, so hopefully I won't hit these in the same spot. But it's got 2 little holes where it was bolted, and the big hole fits the bolt exactly, so I can just bolt it up there and then drill this one hole out to run the wire through. And we'll get them mounted. Under here I got to figure out where I'm gonna mount this one, because it was like right here when I had the factory crossmember in it. Or no, it wasn't. It was on one of the actual ribs that was under the body. It was like right here, so probably gonna have to try to make a bracket. I got a bolt there I can bolt to. Probably gonna have to try to make a bracket. I gotta stay off the exhaust so it don't get hot. So I wanted it somewhere in here. So hopefully I got a piece. It don't take much to hold it, so hopefully I got a piece of flat metal I can make a bracket out of. Then the front one, I think I got a hole. Well, the front one's mounted in here because it's already got an oval hole in that bracket. So I'm probably gonna have to drill a hole. But this gonna mount somewhere in there. I won't have to drill a hole for the wire because it can go up through here, but I'll just have to drill a hole there to mount it there, right in the front, unless I decide to try to move it. But that's usually where I have it at, so I'll see if we can get them mounted and see if we can get some more wire run so we can get on with this project. That, but that'll work. Well, oh, I think I mounted a couple on just like that. Never mind, never mind. Pretty good. So, got these mounted. I did not have to drill another hole for the wire because the wire can just go over the backside and it'll be out of the way. No problem. I got the little rubbers that cover up the CKCMs in both of these. And then I got the front one mounted. I just drilled a hole right close to the other hole, and the wire will go up through the main hole here.
I'm getting there.
The wire just goes through the main hole here, and the brake line, I just catch the brake line and zip tie the wire and all the way around to where I go in the firewall at. A little plug in it over the bolt. Kind of keep dirt out of the bolt head if you ever need to move, but also pretty cool because it says KC. So that one the touch follow forward than what it was, but it'll be fine. They give enough light, it ain't gonna matter. We got the rear ones mounted. Ended up not drilling a hole up in the new fenders. So they come with little brackets that you can mount from bolts. But I had two L brackets and it mounted actually to my body armor bolts. And now all I gotta do is drill one hole up through, and I can keep that hole hidden up under the side of the Jeep where my wire loom will be. I can drill one hole up through it and go right in for the wires into my wire loom. But I got both of them mounted. So now all we'd like is the one we're gonna try to figure out how to mount under here. Now I think I have it figured out. I just gotta get me a piece of metal because I want it back here. And then I'm gonna put one of the little clamps that hold wire and run the wire up and go through this factory part brake hole there because it's rubber in it, and it'll go right up under my console close where we're gonna tie all the wires together. Rock lights mounted. We did change how I was doing it here. Get all the wires run. I did end up using, I was going to do 2 of these posts, but I put them in, and I didn't like the way the wire was so bunched together. Like I say, the wires come certain lengths, and they already got ends on them, because they already come with your spades to go on here, and your terminals to go on this. But they can always be cut to custom length. That's what I done, because I don't have nowhere in the TJ, especially without carpet, to roll the wires up and tie all the extra up. So I cut mine to a certain length, run them all into here, because my power and ground was already in here for my last rock light setup. So I wanted to use that again. That goes to my switch panel. But I did end up using the KC fuse panel, which is really nice. I just cut the power wire down to my length I needed, and I did use the ground block, so I used my ground wire going to this. I tied my grounds together, and with as less terminals as I could, I just had to get some terminals. They do send extra space, or the extra little 4-gig terminals for this, so these come with it, so I could use their terminals for that. I put a little tape over mine just because it's going to be under my seat, so nothing hit the power wires. Because usually it's under the hood, that's where we mount them all on the JKs, but I'm kind of limited on my space under my hood with coilovers and everything else, so I wanted everything here because my power wire's here. So that's all done. The wires is not neatened up, all in wire loom. These back rock lights, I mounted them to my armor bolts with their brackets that they send. Everything's pretty clean and tidy, so much better than what was. The other rock lights, like I said, I had a bunch of wires because you couldn't cut them because they were plug and play. So that's one thing I like about the KCs, is they come with their own wires. Even though they're already got ends on them, you can still cut them down to length if you want them all to made to length like I wanted mine. So, and one thing I do like about the KCs over some of the other ones like I've been using, the wire is pre-wired to the light, and then it comes with a twist connector in that you have to use for the box. So this, now that all my wiring is in here and cleaned up, if I ever have a problem with a light, with one of my lights, the lights actually unplug at the light, so I don't have to pull all my wiring back out. I can just change the light, and it's plug and play at the light. So that makes these a lot easier if you ever had to replace them. If you bust one or whatever, sling a rock up and bust it or something. Never had any to go out on the ones we've put on, so. But I do like that option if you need to change one if you bust it or break it. Especially like mine, it's on my rock sliders, it sticks down. Never hit the other ones, but my luck now that I got the KCs on, I'll probably hit them. So we'll turn them on and let you see what they look like. Of course, my Jeep's been setting and the battery's dead, so I had to hook up the jump box, which we think we got that problem fixed too, hopefully. Turn the lights out so you can see what they look like. Can't get it completely dark in here because it is during daytime, but it's a real clean white light. Very happy with. They're a lot brighter than what my other ones were. You might see them glitch, and that's because of the jump box on the battery. I do think we may add one more somewhere under the back, because I got a dead spot here. I've got the one mounted in the center like I've always had a dead spot back here, because I keep the one mounted up under on top of the rear end so I can see the axle or if I need to work on anything. There's a dead spot back here, but I ain't figured out if I want to try to put one under the gas tank, or like I think I have enough of a lip here to get one of the magnetic things and mount one back here and just run the wire to it. So that's that. Anybody wants any, we are a dealer for them, so we can get you hooked up with some. We can do the install if you're close by, or we can just ship them to you and y'all can do the install. But we love the KCs, and like I say, it's a nice set, and it's, you know, pretty universal. However you want to mount it and do it, we like them. Glad to get them put on, and now we hopefully get to put them to use soon. So as always, we appreciate it. Support, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification button so you can keep up with our videos, and we'll catch y'all later.